This one right here has to do with Blade. Blade. And I have this report right here. This is from Empire. Mahershala Ali talks his future as Blade in the MCU. I'm excited to get going. And they have the exclusive. There's also a link down to this article down in the description box for you to read at your own leisure. And just FYI, there's a spoiler warning ahead if you haven't seen the Eternals. You know, so just let you know if you haven't seen the Eternals. When is a spoiler warning in itself a spoiler? Well, when you're dealing with a tangled web that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it can be. So read carefully. By the sounds of things, this initial test has Ali raring to get stuck further into the role. That Marvel world is obviously the biggest in the film, and just to get a little introduction into that, starting with the Comic-Con a couple of years ago, and now the very early stages of stepping into the shoes of that character. It felt special and really cool, he says. I'm excited to get going and to do more. Not that he's tried to on the leather jacket and shades yet. We're getting there, he teases. We're getting close. The Daywalker is about to get up and running. Now, Larry, I'm gonna come to you first, man. Oh, it's not that long. And so I know you. I know I kind of sent this to y'all early in the week, and you left a comment about it. Kind of want you to elaborate on that. You know, how you feeling about this? Are you as excited as Mahershala Ali is for him to take on Blade, or you have other opinions? Let us know. Let us know.
So, I like Mahershala Ali. I do. I think he's a fine actor. He's accomplished, obviously. Dude's won what, 2 Oscars already? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, the dude's wholly legit. My problem is that the way we've seen the MCU develop with these different phases, it takes a long time to get all these movies out. And he's not a young man. And so I know they say good black don't crack, but he's still not a young man. And I mean, when we look at like the first Captain America movie or the first Iron Man movie to where they left off, it was what? It was over the span of what, like 12 years or something like that? I mean, how long do we expect to have this guy who's supposed to be a vampire who's not aging? I mean, that's part of the problem right there. The dude's not supposed to age. And I feel like when that's the case, you need to find somebody young. You need to find somebody in their 20s. So when you get done with their phase and they're in their 30s, they still look relatively the same. Because right now, I think Mahershala Ali is what, like late 40s?
I'm gonna look that up while you talk.
He's close to 50, if not already 50.
If let's say he's 50, by the time they get done with his phase, dude might be 62. He might be heading for Social Security time.
Oh, Lord.
And he's not even supposed to be aging.
If he can keep himself young, he can stay in shape, he can probably give it a 10-year run. But the issue is, from everything I keep reading in these rumors, they're really trying to put some oomph behind Blade, him teaming up for the Midnight Suns. Like, this character is going to be roaming around the MCU at least 15 years. Yeah. And so I think that's the time frame you've got to put on Mahershala Ali before they transition to maybe the younger Blade series and the younger Blades that they have. But at the same time, Larry, you also got to think about this. We have entered the multiverse. And on any given day, you can pluck a Blade from any one of the multiverses who's younger or whatever, and put them with any one of the other ones. And I think that's going to be their way of getting around your main gripe with him. I'm ready to see him play Blade. I'm still hoping that they somehow or another include Wesley to be Whistler. Somehow or another, I've noticed Wesley softening in his damnation of Marvel, all the way to the point now where he's praising Mahershala Ali. He's been saying nice things about Kevin Feige and the MCU, almost to me telegraphing that he's going to have, if not a role, he's going to make an appearance in some of the Blade properties. So as of right now, I'm happy with where they're going. And I think Mahershala Ali is going to do a good job as Blade. Now, mind you, we've already seen him on the Netflix series Luke Cage. Played a pretty convincing villain, but, you know, he's got the teeth to be a vampire.
Right, he does.
Let me get in here. Well, let me get in here. I'm surprised y'all feel this way.
Yeah,
I disagree wholeheartedly with both of y'all. I mean, I see what you're saying in a general sense, but given a certain situation, I think we're good because I can't remember one of y'all said you want a 20-something-year-old. To me, Blade is a character that is seasoned, that is experienced. So he needs to look like he in his 40s, you know. And yeah, Mahershala Ali is 47 years old, but going into this, y'all, they know that they didn't sign him for a one-picture deal. They don't sign nobody like that. They signed him for at least 3 solo Blade films. He probably got to show up in 3 other Avengers movies, and then 3 others. So that's probably like 6 to 9 films right there. And then again, another thing is like, you know why it don't bother me? Because of this man right here, Morgan Freeman. You know why that matters? This man is old as hell, but he's still showing up in movies. He was born in 1937. He wasn't a Dark Knight, still running around, not looking crazy. So if he can do it, why can't
that's different? That's different though.
What's different about it?
Because Blade is a character that's not supposed to age. Like when we look at Morgan Freeman, I've never seen a movie with Morgan Freeman where he's looked young. Morgan Freeman was born looking old, and he's always looked old. And that's just his look. But he's not playing a character that, you know, where he's supposed to stay young looking. That's what I'm saying. If you find someone like maybe you think that 20 is too young. So let's say you get someone that's 30, and they're in that role for 15 years. You take a black person who's 30 and you revisit them at 45, they look basically the same. So
did you see Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yeah, I'm sure I saw it at some point.
So what if they do with not Kirk Douglas? What's his name? Lamont. They play Hank Pym. What's his name?
Douglas, but I can't think of his first name.
Yeah. Hold on. Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm finna make a point.
You talking about the old dude?
Yeah.
Michael Douglas?
Yeah, Michael Douglas. Because is that his name?
Is it Michael? No, it's Douglas something.
What is his name? What is his name?
You're not talking about Paul.
Yeah, you're right.
Michael Douglas. Yeah, Michael Douglas.
Yeah, what they made him look young in that film with the digital technology and stuff. And so you don't think they can do that with Mahershala? But see, it'll be easier for him, a black dude, than a white guy.
Now, here's the thing, though. When you start talking about age regression, you're talking about all of a sudden moving your budget up. You're talking about if it's with Michael Douglas, who's doing a scene here and there because he's a side character. He's not one of the main characters. They need to shoot a scene or two with him to establish some backstory. That's a different thing than to having to age regress a main character.
Good point.
Yeah, but my argument be, I don't know why you're mad with me, because I said I think he has a 10-year run. And the way that you get out of him aging when he's like 65 is you got the multiverse. So, I mean, it's not a big deal for me. I'm kind of anxious to see him play the role. But when you start talking about getting after 10 years, they're probably going to have to do something. And I would say the major difference with Morgan Freeman and all the characters he's played, Morgan Freeman is not playing an action hero at that age. And I think Mahershala Ali still has at least 10 years where he can legitimately play an action hero.
I see what you're saying as far as the action, but that don't ever bother me because they got stunt people out the wazoo, camera edits and tricks, and you know you can still be a 60-year-old man and do flips. You know, I done seen it myself, and I know he keeps. I mean, y'all make some good points, but especially you, Larry, with the scene versus a whole movie. But I don't know. That just never crossed my mind. I just never thought like, okay, in 10 to 15 years, he's going to look old. I don't know. I just don't see that. I mean, it could happen. I hope I'm wrong. I hope y'all.
I would have rather have seen someone like John Boyega or maybe John, what's his name? John Washington. I would have rather have seen one of them in there, you know, because they're a bit younger.
You mean their age or the actual person, like the actual actor?
Both. I think they're both fine actors. I think they could have both pulled that role off. I think they're fine actors. I understand if someone says, "Hey, we want you to go get a 2-time Oscar winner in Mahershala Ali versus John Boyega or John Washington." I understand why they're going for Mahershala Ali. Don't get me wrong. I mean, as far as a name draw, he's definitely there. I just would have serious concerns about putting a person of that age in a character that's not supposed to age, that's going to be in that role for the next 15 plus years.
I got you. Well,
as long as they got the multiverse, we good. as long
Right
as they
on.
got.
Well, yes, like you said, you could always pluck another
Yeah.
blade out from somewhere else in the multiverse.
And I'll tell you guys another thing that this multiverse saves them from. We don't wish it happens to nobody, but if it did, the next time a major star has something that causes them to have an untimely demise, the multiverse allows you to go back and get someone else and still put it right into the continuity of the story. And we hope that this doesn't happen. But I mean, this is life we're living and it could happen. But just by having this multiverse, some of the age issues, that takes care of it because they can bring someone right back in who's a good actor, established, say they came from the Earth 619 and stick them right back into the continuity of the story and bam, you keep rolling.
Right on. Let me grab a super chat from Cindy Lee, $5. Happy to catch you live. One of my favorite channels. Well, thank you so much. I do appreciate it, Cindy Lee.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside.
That is very, very flattening, man. So thank you. We really do appreciate it.
You know
so
what
guys,
I would have? I was gonna say one other person I wouldn't mind seeing. They would have to put what's the dude's name that was just in the Eternals, the Indian cat that or Pakistani cat they just had to go get all beefed up. I can never pronounce his name. Anyways, they might have to send, like, if they took Donald Glover and sent him to that dude's trainer and got him yoked up, he could play a dope Blade.
Oh God, this guy.
I like the idea of that because he would bring something weird and different to the role that I like.
Now, B, before you go, I do want to say this. I did a full video on when it's time to recast T'Challa. I'm for Denzel Washington's son getting that role. And I'm still leading that charge. I want to see him in the MCU.
We'll see. We'll see.